How you guys doing? Welcome to Indoor Hydroponics. I'm John, your indoor hydroponic test dummy. Welcome inside my grow room. Guys, I want to talk real briefly about plant maturity and later how it relates to my bell peppers that I have going on in here. Again, four plants, 3 varieties growing in here that I started from seed a few months back. Now, plant maturity, that is very deceiving. It's kind of fuzzy math and fuzzy logic. Alright, so on every single seed pack that I have ever purchased, okay, when it relates to, say, fruiting vegetables, cucumbers, tomatoes, bell peppers, it will give you like an anticipated maturity date of, say, 50 to 90 days, alright? And that leaves you wondering, well, if I plant this seed, I should be able to harvest in 50 to 90 days, and that's not the case, okay? The clock actually starts ticking not when you plant the seed or when the seed germinates, but the clock actually starts ticking at the point of transplant, whether it be in a grow bag, a container, outdoor pot, raised bed type of thing. And so the clock actually starts when the seedling is ready for transplant, and that is a 4 to 6 week process. All right, they don't tell you that on the packet. Another thing is when it comes to plant maturity, has to do with, well, where was that testing performed, okay? And what do I mean by that? Well, environment is obviously always changing, and so someone somewhere in the universe, under a zone, under certain lighting conditions, watering conditions, fertilization conditions, was able to harvest a pepper after transplant at, say, 80 days. That doesn't mean that I am going to be harvesting at 80 days. Sometimes it'll harvest quicker depending on the environment. Sometimes it'll take a little bit longer. But the only way to truly know when you're going to get a harvest off a certain species of plant is to grow it yourself. Document it, and, well, frank, examine the evidence. Okay guys, this is the Cuadrato de Asti Gyalo Baker Creek seeds. It's an heirloom. Grew it outside in my landscaping with bell peppers videos, and as expected, I'm seeing the same traits, okay, because this particular pepper was last to fruit, but I found it to be worth the wait because they are big blocky peppers. They mature to a yellow greenish color, and they're just absolutely fantastic. Now the plant looks fantastic. It's probably my biggest plant slightly. This is day 76 from transplant, okay, and all of them are really 76 from transplant because I transplanted them all at the same time. But regardless, the plant maturity on the seed packet said 80 days, and I'm nowhere near that. Now I got a lot of bell peppers forming in there, pretty decent sized ones that are coming in. I have a lot of them forming up top, as you can see here, but I am nowhere near the point of where I'm going to be harvesting them, and I would really like to get these into the color phase. In other words, I want them to ripen to maturity. So I got a lot of time to wait on these particular puppies, and they need a lot of time to put some size on too. So Cuadrato de Asti Gyalo, slower version in terms of plant maturity. So let's take a look at the other ones, because I think we've got big trouble in Little China. The sweet Chinese bell pepper. Guys, had I known about this plant, had I grown it before, I would have used it in my landscaping with bell peppers video, because it's short, compact, and extremely bushy. I have had to trim off a lot of vegetation off of this thing. I mean, it just grows like crazy, but again, in a compact form, and it's loaded down with fruit, and I'll show you that in a second. And I really like it. In fact, it'll probably be the first one that I'll be able to harvest, I think. But what's intriguing about this particular plant is that all of the fruit is purple. It starts off purple and supposedly kicks into green and then kicks into a very dark red. So this is neat. Loaded down, man, with lots of peppers coming in. Man, I mean, check that out. That is cool. There are some really nice sized peppers coming in there. So This is going to take another, 10 to 12 days type of thing. Now, obviously, in a hydroponic setup, it probably would have gone faster, but I'm really liking this grow bag method. They are growing short, compact, bushy, fantastic plants. Now, let's take a look at the last one, because sometimes the early bird gets the worm. Okay, by far and away, my best growing plant is the Cardinal Hybrid. And guys, the Cardinal Hybrid, I gotta tell you, there's a reason why people grow hybrids, and that's because they produce, okay? I mean, heirlooms are great in that they're genetically stable, and you can save the seeds, replant, and get a reliable crop the next year, where hybrids are not that reliable. However, I mean, in terms of just production on this thing has clusters of peppers forming, almost like tomatoes. I mean, if you look in, let me see if I can't even get through here. In this particular cluster, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 forming. In this cluster, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have another one with 4. So there's a good 15 to 20 peppers just forming from the first flower buds on this thing, man. And this thing's going to continue to grow for as long as I want to grow it in here, and I'm going to get a lot of production. Now again, they are not ready to harvest either, but they are starting to get some size to them, and they are going to darken to a deep red. Alright guys, thanks for sticking through this particular update with me if you've made it this far. This was a little bit of a crime scene investigation at day 76 from Transplant to see if I would be in the ballpark of harvesting these particular peppers in an indoor grow room type of thing. And obviously I have a little bit of time to wait yet, and that's fine because I have a few months until the snow melts here in Michigan. So guys, as always, please like, subscribe, comment when you can, and I'm going to consider this case closed. Wait for it. Wait for it.